Hello, fellow humans. Welcome back. This is the second episode to the Morgan's Design. So today, what we're gonna do is focus mostly on what is gonna be the thumbnails for the colors of the magma and the lava itself. The nails, I'm gonna work on them as well. I'm gonna see at what color I should do them. As well, I'm just gonna be working on the plasma. Most of the background is gonna be dark and the plasma is gonna be lighting up the background, which I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up as a bluish tinge on the sides and around it as an aura, which is gonna make it look well mostly like plasma. Plasma has that kind of like bluish tinge into it, even though the center of it is mostly a whitish, really intense light. Everything that is gonna be light up with the magma that Morgan has on him is gonna be another more warm color. So I gotta work within two colors. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is check the colors that I'm gonna use. For example, I've been practicing and checking how the colors are gonna change between lighter and stronger. And you want to practice this before making the painting. Make the thumbnails so you can see what you're gonna produce with these colors and how intense you would need to go for any color. Having trouble with the black, it stains really bad. So this is the blue that I'm trying to go for. It's a Talbot blue, which is a really light blue, which if I barely tap it with water gives you that nice look. Now the red is gonna be a scarlet red, kind of a bloody red, but the crimson red would have been too intense, so I went for the scarlet. With that one I can combine it with a little bit of jello, or just like I'm doing right now, getting a little bit of water and water it down and get a little bit lighter red, and it kind of looks you see what I want, a really light yellow but in between. So once it mixes with the red, it looks like it's part of the red instead of just being jello. If I want, I can intensify it a little bit. Now this is the best part about things that work with water, like watercolors itself or pastel or gouache, is the next part to this. It's a technique that is used to blur out or blush, and I can actually do a fade out really easily. If I want, I can make gradients with this. We can make a better intense color without having to worry that shading or anything like that would be a problem with intense colors. I understand that most people do get a little bit confused when it comes to shading with intense colors, because it gets a little bit annoying to actually find the neutral color to it. So sometimes you can go just directly to the intense color and fade it out with a water brush. Let's just call it that for now. See, it can actually like this, and you put the water in there. This is quite easy to use, kind of similar to watercolors in that sense, but watercolors, once it's on paper, it does kind of like stops being shapeable, let's say. Going back to the design, the thumbnail design, what I want to do here is just practice how I want to make the plasma look. So what I want to do is a white center, and then around it just blush with a bluish tinge. Blush it around, and that way I can get and create an effect of like a cool color to it, which is gonna turn it into a really similar effect that the plasma does when it is reacting with everything else. With the magma and the lava, what I want to do is create an effect that the jello is gonna be in the center and red around it, just making the gradient colors to show the intensity changing with the heat and everything, you know, the science part that doesn't matter that much. The nail, I'm thinking of making it in a yellow but intense hot iron kind of look. I'm gonna see if it actually works. Or the metal, I'm just gonna go for gray. I think from the colors that I have, yeah, no, I don't have gray, but that's easy to do. A little bit of white and black easily can make a gray. The hair is gonna be a brown color. So here we have the color palette almost finished. Most of the other colors I'm just gonna wing it. But yeah, I'm looking at the colors that I had before and playing around with them. It actually brings it out really nicely. I might go ahead and make thinner lines for the last product, as well as inside the lava. Magma, I think that's as best as I can do it. The nail itself, I am loving it a lot because that's centered, like I said before, that I wanted to do the heat, hot metal kind of a look. Gives it a unique look with the lava moving around, and with that, and well, what I think is gonna be mostly the color that I'm thinking about doing for the jacket is a brown kind of a jean look of the jacket, which is best idea. That either that or more like a leather brownish color, which would be a stained color. The hair, yes, is gonna be a dark brown, and it might change with time, but that's basically it for it. And yeah, inside the plasma, as you can see, is the line that I was talking about. That's how it's gonna look. It's really nice. Actually, I am liking how this is coming all together. I never worked with gouache, but now that I have worked with it, I see how sometimes you gotta be careful where you put your hands on. Next thing I wanna do is get all of these things together, but first I'm gonna get the sketch onto the canvas and set it up so I can actually start making all this stuff work together. Alright, so we finished the sketch on the canvas so we can know our guidelines to paint the whole thing. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start painting the whole picture. Something that I need to do because my container to have the water on it, they were too dirty and they didn't work the same way. So I'm gonna go ahead and move that away for a moment. What I'm gonna do is make new ones, and I'm just gonna take the opportunity to show you what I do. Basically, I take these bottles, not sponsored, just in case. I'll cut them in the top of it. From there, I prefer just going with a scissor because I don't have that much of a pulse. Not that I'm dead, but you know. And yeah, I know it's a tiny scissors, but it's not about the size in this matter, it's how you use them. Once you cut it into pieces, go ahead and put it like so. Apply a little bit of pressure. And there we go. You have a simple way to clean your brushes. That's the sound that you always hear every time I'm cleaning my brushes. Usually I make two of them, one for the darker colors and the other one lighter color. That way if I clean the brush just to get dip it again to any other color that is dark or even that is gonna be dark, neither I waste the water or the paints, and I keep working with the colors that I'm in, and I don't lose that much time, I don't lose paint, I don't lose water. I hope that it's a good example of how recycling can give you more for the buck. And with that, I will leave this episode for today. We have done the thumbnailing, which I gotta say it was better than I expected. Most of the colors I didn't expect them to be so vibrant. Now that I know how gouache works, I definitely will give it a really good thought for the next project, because this is better than I ever expected to be. I love how you can work with the colors and make such a good blend with everything around it. I might change some of the colors as I go, because this brown might go this a little bit more differently, but that's beyond the point because most of those things are always interactive and you just go for what is in your gut when it comes to art. The most important things I did with this as well that I finished is the guidelines to how the lines are gonna go and where the colors are gonna go. But in that note, I will leave you with this. Stay safe at home. Again, for those that are essentials, I do get it. You have to thank all the heroes that don't wear a cape, those that wear scrubs. It's keeping us safe and helping us all the way through this. Thank you guys. Keep doing what you're doing. You're the best. If you want to help, there's a page down there in the description. Please subscribe, leave a like. See you around. Have a nice day.